See my buddy, Representative Fishbein.
How are you, Senator?
Great. Yourself?
Very good, thank you.
Awesome. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call the Tuesday, June 25th, 2024 meeting of the Legislative Regulation Review Committee to order. It is 11:01. Would my co-chair like to make any remarks before we begin?
Just delighted to be here, Madam Chair, and I hope everyone's been having a fabulous summer. And if Rep. Ryan was on, I wanted to thank him for his very kind note.
He's here. Excellent. Would my ranking members like to add anything? Doesn't look like it. Excellent. Thank you, Madam Administrator. Would you please administer a quorum call, please?
Representative Dathan,
Present.
Senator Kissel,
Senator Kissel is here.
Representative Carpino, here. Senator Maroney,
Present.
Representative Claire Destetria,
Here.
Representative Arnone, Representative Godfrey,
Representative Godfrey is here.
Senator Hartley,
Senator Hartley here.
Senator Kelly,
Senator Kelly is here.
Representative McWherty,
I'm here.
Senator Austin,
Here.
Representative Ryan, Representative Fishbein,
Representative Fishbein is here.
and Senator Ciccarella. All right, we have a quorum. Thank you.
Yay.
Great. Thank you, Madam Administrator. With that, we're going to begin today's business. We're going to start with proposed regulation 2024-012 from the Secretary of State, the Connecticut State Register and Manual. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of rejection without prejudice.
So moved.
Second.
Great. It's moved by Senator Austin, second by Representative Fishbein. I think I saw him.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. Great. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I was just wondering if LCO or our staff, someone could just sort of very, very briefly why it's being recommended to reject.
Thank you very much. We do have LCO here.
Hi, Shannon McCarthy, LCO. There was one substantive concern with the regulation, with their repealing a section that had to do with publishing the register and manual through third-party wholesalers, and that is a requirement of statute that they provide for that. So that is the issue with repealing that section.
So they can't use a third party? Is that the idea?
No, they can. I guess the issue is they don't currently use a third party, so they wanted to repeal that regulation. But the statute requires them to provide for it, not to use one. They don't have to use one, but they have to adopt regulations providing for it. So
we have to pass a regulation before they can shift gears?
So this is current law right now. The regulation right now satisfies the statute, which requires them to provide for publication by third-party wholesalers. They are proposing to repeal that current law, that current regulation, because they don't take advantage of it. But the issue with that is that the statute says you have to adopt regulations that provide for this method. So that's the issue.
So until we in the legislature change the law, they can't do this.
Yes, exactly.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Representative Godfrey, you have your hand raised.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I understand that we can't repeal the reg until we change the statute. My question is, could we adopt the rest of it, or is there substantive problems or even technical problems with the rest of the proposed regulation except for this? Because I know in the past, in the long past, we've stricken a part of a proposed regulation and passed the rest. And I'm just could LCO just fill me in on that, please?
Certainly, under the UAPA, you do have the ability to strike sections. In this case, you could strike section 2 of the proposed regulation. You could delete it. And that would, it is self-sufficient. It doesn't have anything to do with section 1. So you do have that ability to do that if you wanted to amend your motion.
And I'm sorry I don't have the reg in front of me. I'm working from home today. Is there any problem with section 1? Were there technical corrections to that?
Yes, there are technical corrections to section 1.
Madam Chair, I'd like to suggest that we adopt section 1 with the technical corrections proposed by LCO and strike section 2. Would that work? Would that help?
If I could chime in, Madam
Sure.
Chair?
Yes, please.
I agree with Representative Godfrey, and I would support that as the co-chair. What I think we would need to do is have whoever moved and seconded the original motion withdraw those.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes. We have Senator Austin.
I'm a little bit, I'm not certain that doing this right now is the right way to do things. We're under discussion on a motion to reject without prejudice. And none of us have anything in writing on how this, on what we're proposing to do. And I'm concerned that without having something in writing on what we're proposing to do, that we're making a change to an LCO recommendation that may impact in other ways that we don't have in front of us. And so I'm concerned about that before we start withdrawing motions. And I would,
Madam Chair?
I would like to see this come back before us with the correct language in front of it. It would be my preference on this. So that would be my part of the discussion on Representative Godfrey's concerns.
Thank you, Senator. We have Chairman Kissel would like to add something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's ample precedent over the years where this committee has stricken certain things. I agree with Representative Godfrey. We've done this in the past. We don't have the ability to add to a regulation. That's pretty clear. But historically, we've often taken opportunities to strike things, whether it's an entire section or a line within a section. We certainly tried to do that regarding some of the online gambling regulations. I guess my addition is, did any of our staff or did LCO reach out to the Secretary of State's office? I'm guessing that they'd be happy with at least the first provision going through, and then we could wait to get the new language regarding the second portion. And because it's sometimes a lengthy process, more than a month or two, I'd rather have them get something that they can use rather than just letting it all hang fire for several months while we have the whole thing brought before us again. So I totally respect Senator Austin's concerns, but I think it's unnecessary. And I think that we could proceed with Representative Godfrey's recommendation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I would like to hear from the Secretary of State's office on this, maybe if there's some sort of timing reason that we cannot go with Senator Austin's recommendation of making sure that we are completely buttoned up on language before moving forward with part of this regulation. I see someone online with the Secretary of State's office. If you could please talk about that and then identify yourself for CTN.
Sure. Hi, my name is Christopher Drake. I'm the Director of the Business Services Division for the Secretary of State. One of the things our division does is publish the Register and Manual. So I heard the discussion. We don't have any timing constraints right now, so it would be acceptable to us to reject without prejudice so that we could do what the LCO report suggests. I noted the substantive concern with the LCO report that they said they had concerns about us repealing Section 2 because Section 2 is technically mandated by law. So that's a fair point. We can just remove that repeal and make the other 3 technical corrections. The one thing I was concerned about coming in, but it doesn't sound like this is an issue, is the Section 1 is suggesting that we're going to publish far fewer hard copy volumes of the Register and Manual going forward. And we are in the process of negotiating a printing contract based on those unit printing. So as long as we kind of have an understanding that that's about the volume we're going to print, we're going to roll forward with DAS and try to get a printer lined up soon. So certainly it's the committee's decision, but we have no objection to the rejection without prejudice recommendation.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you very much. Chairman Kissel, did you want to speak a little bit more?
Hey, I thought we could give them a gift, but they don't seem to need it. So if they are happy to just wait, then I guess I'll defer to the recommendation of Senator Austin.
Thank you very much.
Madam Chair, me too.
I was just going to Representative
We give
Godfrey.
up. We give up.
Yeah. I mean, it's got because here's what's going to happen. Section 1 with the technical corrections is going to come back next month, because we can't work on Section 2. And I know the registered manual is usually out and delivered like in October or so.
Yeah.
So there's time. I know there's a statutory minimum for printing, but beyond that, it's pretty much within the purview of the Secretary of the State's office. So, okay, we can do this now, or we can do this in July. Fine with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Godfrey. Senator Austin, do you have anything you'd like to? Okay, great. So just to remind folks at home, we have on the table a first and a second to reject the LCO recommendation, or sorry, excuse me, to accept the LCO recommendation to reject without prejudice. With that, is there any more discussion? Seeing none, Madam Administrator, will you please call the roll?
For proposed regulation 2024-012 from the Secretary of the State regarding Connecticut State Register and Manual, we are entertaining a motion to reject or LCO's recommendation of rejection without prejudice. Representative Dathan.
Yes.
Senator Kissel.
Senator Kissel votes yes.
Representative Carpino.
Representative Carpino votes yes.
Senator Maroney.
Senator Maroney votes yes.
Representative Arnone. Senator Ciccarella. Representative Fishbein.
Representative Fishbein votes yes.
Representative Godfrey.
Representative Godfrey votes yes.
Senator Hartley.
Senator Hartley votes yes.
Senator Kelly.
Senator Kelly votes yes.
One more time for video, sir.
Senator Kelly votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Claire Distria.
Representative Claire Distria votes yes.
Representative McGordy.
Representative McGordy votes yes.
Senator Austin.
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Representative Ryan.
Votes yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Administrator. We're going to keep the votes held open. And just to note, we will not vote on the proposed regulation 2023-24 AA from the Department of Consumer Protection, Boilermaker BM1, BM2, as it was withdrawn by the agency on June 14th. Is there any discussion on this matter? Seeing none, we will move on. Next, we have proposed regulation 2024-006A from the Department of Consumer Protection, opioid warning labels. I would entertain a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval with whole with technical corrections and substitute pages. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Senator Kissel, second by Senator Austin. Is there any discussion on this technical correction and substitute pages? Everybody saw the substitute pages that were included. Okay, seeing none. Madam Administrator, will you please call the roll?
For proposed regulation 2024-006A from the Department of Consumer Protection regarding opioid warning labels, we're entertaining a motion to accept the LCO recommendation of approval in whole with technical corrections and substitute pages. Representative Dathan.
Yes.
Senator Kissel.
Senator Kissel votes yes.
Representative Carpino.
Representative Carpino votes yes.
Senator Maroney.
Senator Maroney votes yes.
Representative Arnone. Senator Ciccarella. Representative Fishbein.
Representative Fishbein votes yes.
Representative Godfrey.
Representative Godfrey votes yes.
Senator Hartley.
Senator Hartley votes yes.
Oh, thank you. Senator Kelly.
Senator Kelly votes yes.
One more time for video.
Senator Kelly votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Claire DeStitria.
Representative Claire DeStitria votes yes.
Representative McGordy.
Representative McGordy votes yes.
Senator Austin.
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Representative Ryan. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Administrator. This concludes today's business on the agenda. Madam Administrator, can you please check in to make sure that no one has missed any votes?
I do not see Senator Ciccarella or Representative Arnone, so I believe we're all set.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for attending today. Does anyone have any closing remarks? My co-chair.
No, just thank you, everyone, and have a fabulous summer. But I'm going to see a lot of my Senate colleagues tomorrow.
That's right. The Senate's in session tomorrow and the House is in session on Thursday. So thank you very much. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Excellent. Moved by, let's see, who did we see? Senator Maroney, second by Representative Godfrey. All in favor?
Aye.
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 I hope everyone has a wonderful next month, and we will see you all in the coming days in our special session. Thank you, Madam Administrator, for your help today, and we will see you next month.
Au revoir.
Bye, everyone.